want to introduce to you guys the newest addition to Clover Valley Farms. Sir, it's your big debut. This is Bob Ross. You say hi, Bob Ross. Now, I say welcome to Clover Valley Farms, but in reality, it's me and my spouse and our 3 cats and Bob Ross living in a 2nd-story apartment, which doesn't typically match the description of homestead. And it feels a lot of the time like there's not a lot that you can do homestead-wise if you're still living in an apartment or in town or don't have land or can't grow a garden. And having rabbits was kind of our first little step into the life that we want to live. So there are a lot of reasons why I chose to raise Angora rabbits. Rabbits are pretty apartment friendly, provided your landlord allows caged animals like hamsters, gerbils, or rabbits, and you take some precautions. Rabbits in the wild live underground in holes and tunnels that they've dug, and so rabbits have a natural instinct to dig. This can be pretty destructive to carpets. We have a couple bare spots in the carpets here that need to be fixed because we didn't take those precautions. Bob lives in a smaller cage on our balcony right now during the night, and he has a fenced playpen area in the kitchen where he can get out, jump around, and stretch his legs during the day. Rabbits also have quite sharp teeth, and it's really easy for them to bite through cords or cables. And you really want to make sure that any area that you're keeping your rabbit inside your apartment is rabbit proofed. My main reason for wanting Angora rabbits is that they produce fiber. French Angoras produce up to 1 pound of fiber every year, and I can use that for my spinning and my knitting crafts that I do myself. Their fertilizer is also really useful. It comes out in dry pellets, which is easy to manage and store if you need to. The manure is cold, which means that you can apply it directly to your garden or your houseplants without risk of burning those plants. The nutrient content in rabbit manure is really similar to any general purpose fertilizer you could purchase at the store. The NPK values are 211, so it makes a really great soil amendment. I say the main reason I want rabbits is so that I can spin their fiber, but really the biggest reason to keep Angora rabbits is that they snuggle. Angora rabbits are extremely docile, and Bob Ross is just so content to sit here and snuggle me. Angora rabbits are pretty easy to care for. They do require weekly grooming, but their feed requirements are pretty standard. They don't need anything too special. Bob gets a pressed alfalfa pellet that has about 8% protein in it. Protein is really important in an Angora rabbit's diet because they are creating so much fiber, and that requires a lot of protein. Bob Ross gets free choice of hay. Typical types of hay that rabbit owners will use are timothy or meadowgrass. My spouse is allergic to timothy hay, so we are using meadowgrass, but Bob doesn't seem to complain. A rabbit will eat a ball of hay roughly the size of its body every day, and it's really important to give them free choice of hay because that fiber content is really what keeps their digestive tract going well. Where you going? What are you doing? Are you exploring? We give Bob Ross filtered water, and obviously he has an unlimited supply of that. It's really important to have fresh, clean water that is filtered. Rabbits have very sensitive respiratory tracts and also urinary tracts, so unfiltered water can cause urinary issues that are difficult to deal with once present. The name of the game for health with rabbits is really prevention. We also provide fodder for Bob Ross every other day. I've seen a lot of fodder systems, but because we're only feeding 1 rabbit, we didn't need those in-depth shelves full of fodder. So what we did was we grabbed this little fodder tower, sprouting tower, off of Amazon. It has 4 levels for sprouting seeds, and you pour the water in the top and it collects in the bottom. So there's no soaking or bleach or any of that involved. You just take and put your seeds in the bottom and water it from the top, and in 5 to 7 days you have something that looks like this. And all I do to feed that to Bob is I just take it out, roots, seeds and all, and he eats it. So we'll stack this up. We will stick this on the top and we'll water it like this. There are a few common grains to start for fodders for rabbits. Those include oats, wheat, and barley. I chose barley for Bob Ross because of the protein content, because like I said, that fiber takes a lot out of him and he needs quite the boost of protein. It's a really economical way to stretch your feed budget. The nutrients in fodder are much more digestible and bioavailable for the animal when they are sprouted. Angora rabbits do require grooming. I have 3 items that I use for Bob Ross's weekly grooming. One is just a cat brush. This is really great for getting out any vegetable matter, and that's like hay or greens that has been stuck in his hair, and you can just kind of take that and brush off all of the vegetable matter. Because if you're going to be using the fiber, it's really important to keep that out because you don't want that in your finished yarn. This one's also great for any mats that he gets. There's a couple spots on his body that get a little less attention. Obviously his back is pretty easy to groom, but his underside and under his chin, he's very protective of them. Mats sometimes develop on those spots, and this brush is just a really good tool to help get those out when they occur. My main comb that I use just is a wide tooth metal comb, and this is really what I use for harvesting fiber. Bob Ross will just sit in my lap and I will comb him, and you can see he's not even shedding right now, and I've already collected all of this really nice fiber. And so what I do with that is I just put it in a bag as I'm combing, and when I'm ready, I will prepare this and spin it. Angora rabbit nails need to be trimmed regularly, the same way that you would trim a cat's claws. I groom Bob Ross once a week, and then sometimes 2 to 3 times a week during his shedding, so that's about 4 times a year. And after he's been groomed, I always give him a little treat, which is papaya enzymes. And you can get this at any health food store as a supplement for humans, but they're really great as a digestive aid for the rabbits. And this helps keep them healthy and their digestion going. One of the main issues that you'll find with Angora rabbits is called wool block. Now, wool block is essentially a hairball. Rabbits groom themselves similarly to cats, and so sometimes they'll get a buildup of wool in their digestive system. The issue with that is rabbits don't have the ability to vomit, so they can't hack up a hairball the same way that cats can. And this, ultimately, if it's not treated, it will result in death. It's pretty difficult to tell when your rabbit has wool block until it's too late. So again, the name of the game is prevention. So Bob Ross gets papaya enzymes once a week while he's being groomed. Hey, that's not for chewing, sir. An alternative to papaya enzymes is dried pineapple chunk, which I do sometimes give to him. Did you find the camera? What are you doing? Hi. Hi, baby. Angora rabbits are an investment. Rabbits can live up to 10 years. So at 1 pound of fiber every year, that's 10 pounds of fiber that you can harvest from one rabbit. And that fiber is extremely profitable. You can sell the fiber for $12 to $15 an ounce, just as raw fiber. And if you spin that into yarn, it can sell up to $25 per ounce. We do plan on getting more rabbits, specifically a female rabbit, this spring, so that we can start breeding. Rabbit kits sell for around $100 to $250 per kit, and they have 5 to 8 per litter. So if you're selling kits or just trying to grow your warren, it can be really easy. You can also sell their manure for around $10 to $15 per pound because of how valuable it is. Bob Ross here is a really great companion. He is going to give me lots and lots of fiber for my crafts. He is going to fertilize our garden, and he is going to help pay for his own feed bill. If you're thinking about getting an Angora rabbit, I say do it. We'll say this is your sign. Well, I'm glad I could share all this information with you guys, and I hope to share with you Bob Ross's journey on our farm. Have a good day and stay curious.